Hello and welcome to Islamic Finance Weekly. I am Rahma Say Muhammad. It is the end of the month, so let us recap some key developmental stories for October 2025. We begin with the story that Taj Bank Limited has emerged as Nigeria's biggest non-interest bank, leading the fast-growing ethical banking segment with total assets crossing 1.017 trillion naira and record-breaking gross earnings. Speaking at a seminar themed Roles of Non-Interest Banks in SMEs Financing, organized by Leaders Corporate Services in Abuja, investment expert and chartered stockbroker Mr. Olabode Akiridolu Ali reveals that Taj Bank's performance placed it ahead of all other players in the non-interest banking space. Based on the bank's approved financial statement for the half year 2025, Taj Bank currently remains the biggest in terms of total assets, Akiridolu Ali stated. Its assets rose to 1.017 trillion naira in H1 2025 from 953.098 billion naira in December 2024, about 53 billion naira higher than the nearest competitor. He added that Taj Bank's gross earnings jumped by 64%, rising from 32.86 billion naira to 53.752 billion naira within 6 months, again surpassing its peers. The bank also posted earnings per share of 61.36 kobo, nearly double that of its closest rival. Akiridolu Ali explained that the data was obtained from verified financial statements and regulatory filings. The figures I'm reeling out here are sourced from the banking and capital market regulatory institutions platforms, which anyone can access to verify, he clarified. Jai's Takaful Insurance Limited has declared a surplus of 118 million naira for the 2023 financial year to be distributed among participants who did not record any claims during the period. During the surplus distribution ceremony in Abuja, the chairperson of the board, Hajia Zainab Abdulrahman, said the event marked the fourth surplus distribution since the company began operations in 2017. She said although the 2023 surplus was lower than the 230.8 million naira declared in 2022, the company remained committed to providing ethical and Sharia-compliant insurance services in line with its profounding principles. The Nigerian takaful industry is highly competitive, and macroeconomic factors such as inflation and currency fluctuations affected investment returns and overall performance, she said. Hajia Zainab explained that the decline in surplus was also due to a rise in family takaful claims, which depleted the risk fund and left no surplus in that category. She noted that takaful promotes shared responsibility and equity among participants, offering both financial and spiritual benefits through tabarru, which is donation, which makes it inclusive for all, regardless of faith. Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantemi has called on Islamic financial institutions to play the lead in driving the global digital economy growth, stressing that the ethical principles of Islamic banking are perfectly aligned with the rapidly evolving financial world. Pantami delivered a keynote address in Manchester on Sunday at the annual conference of the Nigerian Muslim Forum, United Kingdom, on the theme Ethical Digital Economy, the Future of Community-Centered Islamic Digital Banking. The ex-Minister of Communications and Digital Economy emphasized that the Islamic banking model stands for fairness, transparency, accountability, and the protection of the core values that resonate universally. Islamic banking is not just for Muslims, but for humanity, he noted. Its foundations are built on ethics and justice rather than interest or exploitation. It is a system rooted in fairness and accountability, one that safeguards human dignity while promoting sustainable development. Pantami drew attention to a study conducted in Indonesia, which revealed that non-Muslim customers were among the most loyal patrons of Islamic banks due to their transparency, flexibility, and moral clarity. The Alternative Bank in the month of October 2025 announced the launch of the Alternative Bank Utiva Women in Tech Scholarship. Its executive secretary, South Korede Ademola Adini, announced this during a virtual convening held to commemorate the International Day for Rural Women. Ms. Ademola Adini said that the initiative was designed to empower women entrepreneurs with digital skills, innovation design, and business growth training. She described the initiative as both symbolic and strategic. According to her, women are the heartbeat of food systems, the lifeline of families, and the silent architect of community resilience. Empowering rural women is a moral imperative as much as it is smart economics and a cornerstone of sustainable national growth. The doors of the alternative bank remain open, ready to partner, finance ideas, and co-create sustainable solutions that empower women and strengthen communities, she said. Ms. Ademola Adini said that the scholarships were designed to equip 20 women entrepreneurs with digital and business innovation skills, adding that the inaugural cohort was set to begin in November 2026. She said that the initiative formed part of the bank's wider corporate social investment commitment to bridge gender and digital divides. Islamic Finance Weekly will go on a break, and when we return, we'll bring you more updates. Welcome back. Here is the Fact Box segment. According to Fitch Ratings, global ESG sukuk is likely to surpass $60 billion outstanding by the end of 2026, reflecting its expanding role in funding sustainability initiatives, attracting a diverse investor base, and ongoing regulatory reforms. Now to our next story. Lotus Bank Limited has instituted a lawsuit against 45 banks in Nigeria before the Federal High Court in Lagos in a bid to recover the sum of 1.133 billion naira allegedly lost during a system failure on its e-bills pay platform. In its motion on notice filed before the court, Lotus Bank stated that the incident occurred on July 20th, 2024, following a rollback fix carried out on its e-bills pay system, which resulted in a system glitch. The malfunction, the bank said, allowed 718 customers to make unauthorized withdrawals and transfers from their account, even though they did not have sufficient balances. The bank also asked the court to determine whether, in line with the same CBN regulations, the defendants are not required to refund all funds illegally transferred into the accounts of their customers and to remit such funds to Lotus Bank where they remain available. Furthermore, Lotus Bank requested the court to declare that the 45 banks have a statutory duty to safeguard the financial system against fraud and to take immediate action once an abuse is detected. The bank is also seeking an order compelling the defendant to reverse and refund the total sum of 1.13 billion naira to its account or any portion thereof that may be recovered pending full restitution. Nur Takaful Insurance Limited, the pioneer and leading composite takaful insurance firm in Nigeria, has called for greater collaboration with partners, including brokers, to expand access to ethical and inclusive insurance solutions for all Nigerians. The company's vice chairman, Aminu Tukur, stated this during the partnership and recognition event held at Radisson Blu Ikeja, Lagos, Monday, October 13th, 2025. Delivering the opening remarks, Aminu Tukur stated that the event celebrates and reaffirms the trust, collaboration, and shared prosperity the values the company is known for. He explained further that the event theme, Driving Growth Through Partnership, perfectly captures the strategic intent, which includes celebrating valued partners for their contribution, loyalty, belief, and alignment to position it for greater growth and excellence in 2026 and beyond. Also speaking at the event, the managing director of Nur Takaful Insurance Limited, Rilwan Sumono, disclosed that the company has sustained profitable growth despite regulatory and market headwinds in the last 12 months, adding that the partnership with over 200 brokers has resulted in a gross written contribution of 4.3 billion naira. He explained that the company has implemented a multifaceted strategy focused on regulatory alignment, operational robustness, and stakeholder engagement to secure its leadership position in the insurance sector. In his remarks, Ismail Ayonleri, Chief Business Development Officer of Nur Takaful Insurance Limited, recognized the low penetration of Takaful in Nigeria. He said that with key drivers such as a growing insurance population, regulatory reforms, digital distribution, and awareness of ethical finance, penetration is expected to increase from 0.3% in 2024 to 1.5% by 2030. The chairman of the Islamic Development Bank Group, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Al-Jasser, opened the market at the London Stock Exchange to celebrate the listing of ISDB's £500 million Green Sukuk, issued under its enhanced 2025 Sustainable Finance Framework. The ceremony was attended by senior executives from ISDB, LSE Group, and global banking partners. The occasion marked ISDB's second Green Sukuk and reaffirmed ISDB's role as a trusted development partner connecting sustainable growth with global development priorities. In his remarks, Dr. Muhammad Al-Jasser underlined the significance of the event, noting that the listing demonstrates ISDB's steadfast commitment to mobilizing global capital in support of sustainability and inclusive development. He emphasized that the issuance builds on ISDB's strong track record of responsible financing and innovation in Islamic capital markets. For the Islamic Development Bank, this is far more than a transaction, said Dr. Al-Jasser. It reflects our commitment to mobilizing resources and channeling them into projects that improve lives and empower communities through sustainability, environmental stewardship, and good governance. We round up with the story that the Malaysian government has stated that it has never compromised on compliance with halal standards throughout its negotiations on the Malaysia-United States Agreement on Reciprocal Trade, said Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Zafrul Abdulaziz. He explained that under the ART, the approval process for importing halal products from the United States remains unchanged. That is, such products must comply with Malaysia's halal standards and the Trade Descriptions Act for trade within the country. Zafrul said that the agreement stipulates that only halal products certified by halal certification bodies in the United States that are recognized by the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia and which meet Malaysia's halal requirements will be endorsed and allowed for exports to Malaysia. Full control over halal standards, the determination of criteria and recognition remain under JAKIM's jurisdiction. There is no relaxation of Malaysia's halal standards or procedures. Malaysia's halal standards are determined by Malaysia, certified by JAKIM, and safeguarded by Muslims in the country, he said. And with that, I say, don't forget to keep updated with us next week on the program. Follow us on all of our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you for watching, and as always, I am Rahma Say Muhammad.